What up, y'all? It's King Sim Kits, and we have 2K24 approaching its release in a couple of weeks. And I wanted to make sure that I took the time to talk about all of the different slider sets that I'll be doing this year, including the schedule in which I've laid out so that you know when all of the different versions of the sliders will be dropping. So let's not waste any time, man. Let's jump right into it. So this year, you guys can look forward to another sim-based basketball slider set that I'll be creating, but I'll be adding to that 4 difficulty levels: expert, veteran, casual, and beginner. In addition, I'll also be adding a player lock version and a coaching version of the slider set, especially for you guys who want to play a little bit more hands-off and want to do more of a management role, GM role in your My NBAs. So for each version released, the first difficulty set that I'll be focusing on every time will be veteran. Veteran is for highly experienced players who want to challenge game to game. And I think the veteran difficulty will be the happy medium that'll allow me to tweak up and down in terms of the difficulty. And speaking of difficulty, the next one that I'll focus on after veteran is expert. And expert is for those who always find a way to win no matter what. It's really going to be tweaked for giving those guys who've been around 2K forever and want the ultimate challenge. That set'll be for you. Then the third difficulty I'll focus on after we get veteran and expert knocked out will be casual. Now, casual is for those who understand how to play the game, but still want a more relaxed version of the sim experience. And then lastly, we have the beginner difficulty. One of the problems that I ran into is my base set from the last 2 years will be a little bit too difficult for those who are brand new to the game. And you'll be surprised, there's still a lot of new people that are brand new to 2K, as well as young kids, man, who want to play the game and may want to play offline and play their My NBAs. So again, beginner is if you're brand new to the game, but you still want to experience true sim basketball. The next one is the most highly requested one, and that is the player lock slider set. Now, a lot of people want the My Career experience without it having the storylines. We know playing My Career, you can't change the sliders, and they still want to be able to play the game with a more realistic approach to basketball. I'm still debating right now if we'll have just one base set for player lock or beginner, casual, veteran, and expert versions of player lock as well. So we'll see as we begin to build these sets out what we'll need to do. And like I said, we'll form fit these for you guys in the community out there. And the next one is coaching. Now, this is the one that I don't know needs different versions of difficulties. Again, we may just do a base set for coaching sliders just so that it's more so tuned for people who play a little bit more hands off. And where we can probably bend the difficulty for coaching is in something like trade logic or in team chemistry, player morale, those kinds of intangibles that actually affects the game and how you coach. So a recap for the sets that we'll be doing this year is expert, veteran, casual, and beginner. And we'll be also adding player lock and coaching. Now, to add on to those slider sets, excluding the coaching one, we're gonna have modifiers for your shot preference. So if you have shot meter on or off, real player percentage, or user timing, those modifiers will be there to accommodate your play style as it pertains to shooting if we need to make those changes. So if there are changes to be made based on your shot preference, they will be there as a modifier to whatever difficulty you play on, whether it be veteran, expert, casual, beginner, player lock, that'll be there. All right, so next we have a slider set release schedule where I'll have all of the dates kind of laid out so that you can see what version will be dropping and when. And this will be outlined all the way up until the trade deadline, which is when I usually do kind of like my last version of the slider sets. And keep in mind that these dates are subject to change just in case, you know, something is already good with the sliders and we may not need to do an update, or if just something's going on in life where I just don't have the time to update it that particular day. I will inform everybody and let everyone know when things will be happening. Now, looking at the dates, we have September 15th, which is a week after its release. We'll have version 1.0, which will still be in a testing phase all the way through October until the NBA season starts. And then once we hit November 24th, we have version 2.0, which will be the official set for these sliders. Now, these sliders will still be getting worked on through December, through January, as we can see. And then once we get to February 9th, which is the trade deadline, we'll have version 3.0, and that'll be the final set. Now let's read the keynotes here to the right that I have. It says testing phases will still be playable versions of the early slider set builds. Phases 1.0 through 1.2 will incur constant updates. So yes, just expect updates, man. We're really gonna dive in deep to make sure that this is the best sim experience that you guys wanna play. And this is for you guys and myself, I ain't gonna lie. Next, it says live streams will be hosted weekly, showcasing updates and more. Members only live streams will give access to collaborate in real time during slider testing and much more. So yes, members only. Now I will have periodically live streams that involves everyone who wants to give their input as I'm testing these live, but I will be doing live testing throughout the year for every single slider. We're talking about player movement, from shooting, from shot versus contest, you name it, man, everything. So getting to the last note, each release date will consist of beginner, casual, veteran, expert, player lock, and coaching sets. So every date that you see will have new updated versions for each difficulty in each type. All right. And then it says my era sets won't begin until version 2.0. Now it's just because we'll have a lot of work to do. We just need to get the basis of the sets done, the player movements, the lateral quickness, the physicality, the fouls, whatever, all those things need to be kind of set in stone before I can actually start to do the eras version where the game styles were different. We just want to make sure that we have a solid base first so that then we can spread the game out a little bit more into the my eras. So that's pretty much what I have set in stone for this year, man. I'm super excited to dive into these sliders once the game releases. And you guys have been super supportive, man. I'm approaching my first milestone of 1K subscribers, man, and I can't thank you guys enough. You guys have been rocking with me since 2K22. So let's hit this next milestone of 10,000 subscribers, man. Listen, it's only up from here. So make sure to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, man. Listen, I'ma see y'all in the next one. Peace.